Hello, this is Alex Richter with another episode of Atlanta Sports Updates. This weekend, the UGA Bulldogs went up to Knoxville, Tennessee, and shut them out 41-0 behind true freshman quarterback Jacob Fromm, who threw for one touchdown but also one interception. To make up for that, he rushed for 20 yards and scored two touchdowns on his own to help aid the scoring effort. With the win, UGA goes up to a record of 5-0 heading into next week's contest against the other SEC school in Tennessee, Vanderbilt, who is currently 3-2. In NFL news, the Falcons on Sunday unfortunately dropped their first game of the season to the Buffalo Bills by a final score of 23-17. In the game, Matt Ryan threw for two interceptions and was also chipped on a call that was ruled a fumble, but was really seen as an incomplete forward pass by most that were watching the game, including a former referee who was asked to commentate on that exact play. Another blow to the Falcons was the loss of their two top wide receivers, both Mohamed Sanu and Julio Jones, who sustained injuries late in the first half and were ruled out for the second half of the game. Julio injured his groin, while Mohamed Sanu injured his hamstring on separate plays right before the end of the first half. As of the conclusion of the game, there's no word on how severe either the injuries were or how that will affect the Falcons' plans going forward. They have a bye this week before staying at home to play the Miami Dolphins on October the 15th at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. In baseball news, the Braves are on another horrible losing streak in a year that has been less than great to them so far. They are currently at 90 losses going into the final game of the season on Sunday against the Miami Marlins, who are also out of contention but have one shining star, Giancarlo Stanton, who's hoping to get to the magical 60 home run mark with one more blast on Sunday. He's already had 2 home runs so far in the series, both coming on Friday night against the Braves, who have just looked out of sorts pretty much all season long. The few bright spots of the Braves are Ozzie Albies, Sean Newcomb, Johan Camargo, and a couple other young players who have made their mark, although for a losing effort throughout the season. With not much to cheer for this season for the Braves, those are a few guys that they can at least hang their hat on that put on a good show for the fans and the front office this year. In Atlanta soccer news, the expansion FC United team is having a great inaugural season, currently ranked in 3rd in the Eastern Conference with 3 games to go in the regular season. They will play the other expansion team, the Minnesota FC United, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on October the 3rd, before ending their regular season with one away game against the New York Red Bulls before finishing up the regular season at home against the Toronto FC team on October the 22nd. News and updates regarding the playoffs will probably be along shortly, but I hope to attend at least one, if not more, of the playoff games for the first games in Atlanta history in over 30 years. And finally, in basketball news, a bit of a bad note for Atlanta Hawks guard Dennis Schroeder, who is reported to be involved in an off-the-court melee in Brookhaven in downtown Atlanta involving several other individuals. He has been charged with assault and battery, but no further reports or details have been issued due to the ongoing investigation. As of this morning, the Hawks have chosen not to comment due to the severity of the allegations and the severity of the charges being accused of him, and just would like to remain silent on the issue until all the facts have come out in the police investigation. In a season that wasn't already looking too positive for the Hawks as it is one of their few positive and good playmakers has apparently not used his brain and done something that could really affect the team in a big way going forward, depending on what the charges are and what the penalties or fines or whatever the consequences may be of his actions that from Friday night. The Atlanta Hawks have their first preseason game on Sunday, October the 1st against the Miami Heat in Miami before they first start the regular season home schedule on October the 27th against the Denver Nuggets and former Atlanta All-Star and now hated enemy Paul Millsap, now of the Denver Nuggets after signing a 4-year $70 million contract with them because apparently he didn't think we were good enough anymore and he left because, money. And there's still no word on the minor league status of the Gwinnett Braves name change. The last report was that they were going to make the change known to the public at some point in October, but they have not released any details as to whether they are choosing to make the announcement on a public stage where people can actually be in attendance for this monumental, if you want to call it that, monumental event, or if they are choosing to make the decision more behind closed doors before coming out with the big announcement to the public in a press release in the near future. Going back to the NFL with the loss, the Falcons fall 3-1 and dropped from being one of the two undefeated teams and as of Sunday afternoon, the last team who is still undefeated are the Kansas City Chiefs. They are going to be playing the Oakland Raiders, I believe, on Sunday afternoon at 4:30, which means it's already started at this point. At home at Arrowhead Stadium, where Andy Reid and Alex Smith look to carve up Oakland's defense and also stop both Marshawn Lynch and Amari Cooper and the potent Oakland offense, who didn't look themselves a couple weeks ago when they played the Washington Redskins on Monday Night Football and could not even manage a single touchdown where they lost. And in the post-game interview, Josh Norman, cornerback for the Redskins, gave the Raiders as much credit as he could, but he said you can't blame them because we are one of the best defenses in the league. And he wasn't exactly showboating, but he was kind of being a little bit conceited, I think, but that's just me. In NBA news, going back to that now, Russell Westbrook just agreed to a large extension with the Oklahoma City Thunder, signing a deal for 5 years and $270 million, I believe it was, making him now the highest paid NBA player annually, surpassing the recent extension of Steph Curry and the similar NBA All-Stars and MVPs and what have you, because he is really the most important player that the Thunder have, and they want to make sure that they can retain his playing rights so that people still have a reason to go to the games, because most of their other players are frankly not really that good. In baseball news again, the MLB playoff picture has finally been set, with the Yankees and Twins both clinching the AL wildcard spots and the Yankees hosting the Twins in the in the AL wildcard game on Tuesday night in Yankee Stadium. And in the NL wildcard, it will be officially the Rockies hosting the NL division rivals NL West Division rivals of the Diamondbacks. So I know this is a little bit all over the place, but this has been Alex Bridges Atlanta, but then after that, national sports update for everybody. So have a good weekend, and that's it. Thank you for watching. Bye.